What's up, everybody? I've got the Galaxy Tab S7 right here in my hand with the keyboard case, and I'm here to tell you if it is worth buying. My name is Zach with Android Digest, and I'm just going to have a quick video here showing you how this keyboard cover works, giving you some detailed up-close shots, and I'm going to let you know if this keyboard case is worth buying and if you should spend $200 on it. So let's get straight into it and let's get this video going. Alright, so the keyboard case for the Tab S7 and the S7 Plus, they're very similar in price, and the biggest difference is going to be size. This is the Galaxy Tab S7 keyboard cover, and you can see that if you look up close, it does not have a row of function keys. Another big difference between this keyboard case and the Tab S7 Plus is that you have a little bit of smaller keys on the left-hand side, and really minimizing these keys and taking off that function row, it allowed them to keep a fairly decent size on the regular keys. So I'm pretty sure the Tab S7 Plus does have a little bit larger keys on the keyboard, but it's a very minimal difference on the actual keys. I think the bigger difference is going to be on the side keys. But the cool thing is that this is a magnetic piece, all right? This attaches to the bottom of the tablet. So I just put it on like this. And the cool thing about this keyboard case versus last year is that it's purely magnetic. So last year on the Tab S6 there was a suction cup like feature, and man, a lot of people had issues with it. They were having their keyboard case fall off, they were shattering their tablets. The keyboard case had terrible reviews. Well, this year you have two separate pieces again, but this time it's controlled by magnets, and again, the magnets are very strong. If you want to hear more, I do have a full review on the Tab S7, and I mention a lot of this stuff, and the same thing in my unboxing. I've talked a lot about this keyboard cover, but one big thing about it compared to the Tab S6 of last year is just these strong magnets, which is very terrific. You don't have to worry about it popping off, and that is good news for your S Pen as well. The keyboard cover protects that, and you get so many angles on this, which is just fantastic. So if I flip this closed, you're going to notice that it does stay pretty shut. The Tab S6 keyboard would flop around a little bit when you closed it, but the Tab S7, it does stay shut pretty well. I think it's because these back magnets have just a little bit of pull on it. Now you can move it back and forth, so it does move a little bit, but it does shut a lot better, at least than previous models have in the past. So if you do decide to flip the keyboard underneath where the keys are on the bottom, maybe they're on a table, it's not going to type for you, okay? So it shuts off the keyboard, so you could use it as a tablet, and you could quickly close it when you're done without having to reattach it every single time. The keys are also larger on this Tab S7 keyboard versus the Tab S6, and I do think it does have more travel to it. Now it does take some getting used to. I was actually missing some keys as I was typing off and on. I had to put a little more pressure on it, and as I did, I really did very well typing. But you might wonder, how good is the travel compared to an average keyboard? And we have to think in reality here. They're trying to fit a keyboard on an 11-inch device. It's going to be very difficult to get the same type of travel on the keyboard because they want it to be light. They want it to be very travel friendly. So the goal of this keyboard is not to give you an all-day workhorse. It's to give you a light workhorse that you could bring with you and travel around with to be productive. In the end, you're not going to get the same experience on any portable keyboard, right? Any thin and light traveling keyboard is not going to give you the same experience, including with iPads or other devices. You're not going to get the same experience as a traditional keyboard. But you do need to know they addressed a lot of issues that people have had in the past. Also, if you use the shift and the space key at the same time, maybe you're a fast typer. In the past, that did bring up a language menu. Well, that is the same case in the Tab S7, but they do allow you to change that by going into the physical keyboard settings and turning that off. So they've addressed a lot of complaints. They addressed it falling off so easily from the Tab S6. And if you had the Tab S6 keyboard, I know you might have been worried about longevity because a suction cup like that, it could, again, wear out over time and stuff like that. Well, you have very strong magnets that are very strong enough for me to hold my tablet like this. My big complaint with the Tab S4 keyboard was that I could not disconnect it, because when you're buying a tablet, you're not trying to buy a bad laptop. You want a tablet first. So I was very frustrated that I couldn't disconnect the tablet from the keyboard. Well, you can disconnect the tablet from the keyboard. You have Bluetooth connectivity on your S Pen, and you could still charge it, you could still cover it very easily, and you have all these different angles right here on the case. And you have a keyboard which is very functional. I feel like I could type on this for hours. I wouldn't get tired. The travel is very good, and I'm very picky with keyboards, and I've got to say I very much enjoyed using this keyboard. It does seem like it's made of plastic from top to bottom, but it does have a lot of helpful keys, like a shortcut to get to DeX. You could hold the function key and press that. And using this keyboard is going to give you other benefits, like being able to use this kickstand. I have not found a normal case that has an amazing kickstand like this. And even the Galaxy Tab S7 regular book cover does not cover up your pen here. So the keyboard cover does. So this case does, but if you get the regular book cover, it won't even cover up your pen. So if I have a tempered glass on the front, I have the front pretty well protected, and the tempered glass fits on well. I could protect it by closing it. I could use it as a tablet. I could flip it out. This is very great if you're wanting something light and you know it's going to cost about $200. You know it's light, but you still want to do some productivity work on the go. Now, who should not buy this? I would say that if you're wanting a productivity machine, I don't know if I would buy this. I also don't know if I would buy this if you're going to walk around with a laptop bag anyway. If you're going to have a laptop bag anyway, why not throw a $30 or $40 portable Bluetooth keyboard in your bag? You could even throw a mouse in. I think you'd get a little more productivity work done in Samsung DeX, or even if you're just using it as a tablet, I think you'd get more work done with a normal mouse and keyboard than you would a thinner one with a little less travel. Again, they did that to make things light, but if you don't need to be light, why would you spend $200 on this when you could get an extremely competent keyboard for $30 and you could get a nice mouse for $20 or $30 too? So if you don't mind carrying extra accessories, or if you are wanting to save some money, I think you could get the same productivity work or better productivity work by spending around $50 or $60 between a mouse, a case, and a Bluetooth keyboard. But if you're wanting something light, maybe you don't want to bring a bag with you, you just want to go, you want to use it as a tablet, then flip it open to use it like a keyboard, you want to open DeX quickly, and you want to use this awesome magnetic kickstand back cover, which again, there's no other case I've found like it. So when you consider all those factors, if you don't mind spending the money, whether it's the Tab S7 or the Tab S7 Plus, I think you're very much going to enjoy the kickstand and the keyboard cover. But one last note, if you did not buy the Tab S7 and you have no experience between the two, you do need to know you would get a little bit of a larger keyboard on the Tab S7 Plus. So there's not a lot of difference between the Tab S7 and the Tab S7 Plus. The main difference is simply screen size and what type of screen you have. But the third, and I would say one of the most important factors for you, may be the keyboard size. If you want a row of function keys, if you want these keys on the left to be a little bit larger, and if you want your keys in the middle to be slightly larger, I know it's not by much, but you will get a little bit of larger keys on that Tab S7 Plus, since it does have a 12.5-inch screen. So just keep all this in mind when you're making your buying decisions. I'm going to have some alternative options for you for Bluetooth keyboards and cases. I'm going to have links in the description. I'm going to have a link in the description for this keyboard case here. And hey, if you want to try the Tab S7 Plus, I've got a review coming up for that. If you're wondering how the Tab S7 compares and how good it is, well, my Tab S7 review does cover that as well. Thank you for watching this video. I very much appreciate it. Please give my channel some love. Give me a like. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a subscribe because I am trying to climb up to 10,000 subscribers. That is my goal. I would love to do it by the end of the year. So please help me make that happen. I would very much appreciate that subscribe. And you could follow me on Twitter at DigestAndroid, where I'll give you more tech reviews and more tech news and also some tech deals as well. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. And as always, stay safe.